So do you have a dream that you're waiting on God to fulfill? I have a couple. What about you?
God already fulfilled my dream.
Look at you.
Already been done.
Oh, I want to hear all about it.
I dreamed about this for almost my entire life, since I was a teenager, and I asked God for this. This is the one thing that I wanted in my life.
Okay.
And he has fulfilled it, and so I'm happy, and I don't need anything else.
What is the dream?
What my dream? I dreamed that I would be married and have kids.
I love your family.
Family is so important to me,
You're
and I just
one.
always wanted that. I always dreamed, oh God, I would love to be married to a beautiful woman and have kids and just be a dad. And I always dreamed about that. And it didn't happen quickly. I wasn't married at a young age. I didn't have a high school girlfriend. I didn't have a college girlfriend. I wasn't married right out of college. I wasn't married in my early 20s.
Yeah.
I wasn't, and I went through my 20s, still wasn't married, still had no kids, still asking and seeking God, this is my dream. This is what I want. I never lost hope that he would fulfill that dream,
right?
But it was taking a while. And what I learned is something that we posted actually on our Facebook page.
It triggered this video. So we want to hear from you,
this video.
too,
yes.
by the way.
Tell us, what are some dreams that you've been waiting on God to fulfill? You've had this dream. Maybe you've had this dream for your entire life, and you know it's on your heart. You know it's a dream maybe that God has placed in you, but it's not happening, right?
Yep.
It's not happening, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And but I'm trying to find the post.
That's fine.
I want to read it. I want to read it. Here it is.
I have several. Okay.
You ready? Here it
Yes.
is. It's, Dear God, if today I lose my hope, please remind me that your plans are better than my dreams.
Oh, that's
And
really
that's
nice.
what I was reminded of as I was waiting to be married, waiting to find my soulmate, and waiting to have kids. God knew that, Matthew, my plans are better than your dreams. I know you want to be married and I know you want to have kids, but my plans are better. If you wait on me, I'm going to help you find the perfect woman that's going to help you walk through your life and have great kids. Had I went ahead of God and decided I'm going to make my own dreams happen, right? I'm going to do this my way. I'm not going to wait on God. I know he has plans, but I'm going to help God a little bit. I'm going to help him out, fulfill my dreams. He might be busy right now. Just want to help him out a little bit. I guarantee I would not be married today. I guarantee I would have chosen poorly. I would have chosen unwisely because I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know the type of spouse I needed.
I actually think there should be a law that we have to wait until we're 30, personally. But cautionary tale. But yes.
But I would have chosen unwisely.
Interesting.
And I think I would have, I'm not saying I would have been divorced, but I would have had a lot more trouble because, one, I wasn't ready. And I put that on myself too. I don't think I was ready to be married. God was saying, Matt, you're not mature enough to be married yet. You're not healthy enough to be married yet. So he waited, and thankfully I waited on God's plans. And I think that's just what God needs to remind us all, is to have hope and wait on his plans, not on our dreams.
That's what I said. This gives me hope for if you're feeling like, regret. Like, I'm sitting here listening to the story. It's beautiful, but I did get married early. I thought that was God's plans for me, and it didn't work out. So what about that? Well, I still think the same concept applies.
Yes.
That when you have a failure, or you have something that you're still waiting on, or your plans don't work out, that just means, well, that wasn't what's best for me.
Correct.
Your plans are better than my dreams.
Correct.
It's like, maybe I didn't dream big enough, God.
Yes.
So don't feel bad right now if you're like, I thought that was it, but it didn't work out, or I still have these dreams that are unfulfilled. I do. I'm right there with you. I want that. I want that relationship. It's too late for me to feel like my kids are teenagers now. I feel like it's too late for me to have that big family feel.
Right.
But I feel like, I want that companionship.
Sure.
That really beautiful companionship that I'm waiting for me for the rest of my life. I want that deeply. And there's dreams I have for businesses, things like that. One of the dreams I've always had since even before I ever wanted to get married, I wanted to be a published author. So I'm like, come on, like we got to work on that.
Right. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I agree with you that you should not be discouraged that if you feel like you've blown your dreams, like if you've had a failed relationship or a failed marriage or any situation in your life, right? Yeah. Whether you think like, well, it's over for me. Nope. I screwed up.
I've had all
my
those,
dream is over.
Way.
Right.
I've had all
God
those.
works everything out for good.
Yes.
If you are staying in relationship with Him, He takes our failures and our mistakes and He works them out for good, like He has done in your life.
For both of those situations.
He does that kind of stuff, and that's what's great about God. So never give up on your dreams, but know that God has better plans than even you know about for your dreams.
Yeah, what is that verse? My thoughts for you are
real quick,
more than you could ever imagine.
Yes, I love that. I want to mention that Valerie and Haley are praying. They're dreaming for better health. They both are struggling with health issues, having kids, having better hearts and different implants and stuff, and or transplants, and so we're praying for those for Valerie and Haley, that God absolutely has plans for your lives, that you will be healthy and 100%. And yes, Brittany, I think we all agree. We all have this dream that this pandemic would end. I think we're all in agreement with that, right?
Yes.
We want this to end. And we know that God is sovereign and He's in control and He has a plan for this thing to end.
It's
right?
better than our dreams. I remember when I lost a dream job. And I went to the awesome counseling services over at Bayside. You know, they have that great counseling service. They were so amazing. And I remember the therapist, it's a classic picture, maybe you've seen it. It's of a young girl, and she's got this tiny little teddy bear behind her back. And it's like Jesus is standing looking at this little girl, and he's saying, just give it up to me. Really, I promise it's going to be okay.
Give him the teddy bear.
Yeah, she's holding this little teddy bear. And she's like, no, but I love it. And it's my favorite. And behind Jesus's back, he's holding a giant teddy bear, like those ones they have out at Costco at Christmas. And it's like, if only you knew what bigger things God has for you. Because we struggle like, no, I don't want to give up this precious little thing. But he's like, but I got something over here for you that's even better. And it happened. And he was right. It was absolutely right. It was like I was so distraught over that loss that I was completely oblivious to the fact that God was like, oh, girl, that ain't nothing. I got even bigger and I got even better things that will bring you even more peace and love and harmony. So don't you even worry about that loss.
And I think Amanda and I are here to testify to that it has happened in our lives where we have things have happened and we've waited and waited on God. And yes, He has come through and He has fulfilled those dreams. And it's great. Myrna has a dream for their family to own their own home so that their children have a stable place to live. And you guys are ready, and they want a home that matches their love for their kids.
I love that.
That's a fantastic dream. I love that.
God,
and we're praying for that,
me.
Myrna. We're praying that God provides you with a great home for you and your family.
I know He will.
Yes. Believe it. He's got, there's not one single person on this planet that God does not have plans for.
Yeah.
And I always say this, when I'm going through a challenging situation, apart from dreams, when I'm going through a trial, something that helps me, and I have to remind myself of it, is saying, okay, either God has a plan for my life or He doesn't. I have to figure out which one of those I believe. Do I believe God has a plan for my life or do I not? Matthew? Which one do you believe? And you have to believe that God has a good plan for your life. You either believe God has a good plan for your life, because that's all He creates is good plans. God doesn't create bad plans. He only creates good plans, or you just don't believe that God has a plan for your life. You got to decide which one of those you believe in. If you believe God has a good plan for your life, then great. Then that should give you peace and rest. So that's the advice I give myself when I'm in a trial.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second? Because I know we both know the answer to this question, but I've questioned this. But what if my mistakes counted me out? But what if I messed up too much for God's plan? What if He's like, nope, I'm not going to do that for her? Have you ever had that thought in your head?
I have had that where I thought
like
I have
like
God can't use me now because I've made a mistake and I've screwed things up.
Yes.
But then I look at the Bible, who's filled with screw ups.
Yes.
And God's like, oh man, I can't use that Saul anymore. He's a murderer. He's murdered Christians. How could I possibly use that guy? I mean,
that's why I named my youngest daughter. Her middle name is Grace.
Yeah.
Because it's more than just like this fancy middle name that we give our kids. I named it because of its definition of unmerited favor. God's grace, may God's grace be with you. We throw that around. But what it really means is unmerited favor, meaning there's nothing you can do to earn God's favor. And there's nothing you can do to lose God's favor.
Correct.
You're his child, you have it.
That's right.
That's it.
That's right.
Period. So never think that you're counted out from God's good plan. He always has a good plan, no matter what. It's infinite and it's absolute.
And there are days, there are weeks, there are months, there are even years where sometimes it feels like it's not happening and that he doesn't have a good plan, right? Or you're questioning, is this the plan?
Yeah.
Is this the plan? This is the plan you had come up with? And it's like, it's like what I try to teach my kids. Yeah. Like, guys, you got to trust me. I have a good plan for your life. I know you don't like to eat vegetables. Right. I know you don't want to go to bed early. I know you don't want to go here, but you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be good for you. I've got a good plan for your life, Noah and Levi and Ruby. You got to trust me. It's going to be good. And so it's a relationship and it takes time. It's not magical. It doesn't happen instantly.
But you just got to remember, and you said this to me the other day when things were getting hard, just a bunch of stuff that just seems like it's harder than it should be to do.
Yeah.
And I think it was you. You said to me, yeah, but isn't that usually when there's a breakthrough coming?
Right.
When things get hard. And I was like, you're right. And you were right. The breakthrough is here. And I'll never forget that. Did I ever tell you about the time when my minivan died? I had this old...
I feel like there's many stories about that minivan.
Minivan died. It died several times. But
I remember the snow story. It was caught up in the snow. That story.
One of the times that my mama van died, I remember I was in the parking lot of the gym and I couldn't get it started. And I was like, I knew I didn't have enough money for a new car. And I knew I didn't even barely have enough money to fix that car. And
what was you got into the van and it didn't start?
It didn't start. It wouldn't start. And I just thought, I remember, and I thought, God, why can't I remember I had this conversation with God. I could just in the parking lot. I was like, God, why can't you throw me a bone here? Like, don't you see? Like, I'm working for you, God. I'm telling people about you on the radio. I've chosen, and I'm a single parent with 3 kids. I have no family here. You moved me away from all my family. I thought I was falling with you. Can't you get my car to work? I
hear you. Yeah.
I had one of those moments.
Sure.
And then I don't know. I hope that you don't think this is weird, but I felt like I had this inner knowing of what his response to me was at that time.
Sure.
And he goes, it's going to be okay. You can trust me. He goes, I needed you to know how all of these things feel. I needed you to experience this time in your life so you can help other people through it.
Wow. You came to that realization out in the van that day?
The parking lot and the gym.
Wow. So you already knew that was the case. Wow, that's pretty powerful.
And he's like, I need you to have this feeling right now because you're going to need to get this and help other people that have been through this.
That's good.
When you're just mad at God, you're like, come on. Like, what are you getting? Like, seriously. And it did. And it was fine. It was fine. I figured it out. I was freaking out for no reason. And again, another stack of stones of evidence of how God continues to provide. And now I got a great new car that I love to drive. So.
Right. And I think it's interesting because I was listening to this at church and they said the key to a breakthrough is to stick through. The key to a breakthrough is to stick through.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times God is not only using those situations and those trials and those challenges for your future testimony and to help other people, but also just to teach you perseverance, to make you a stronger person. That, hey, I remember when my car wouldn't start and I just felt it was the end of the world and I was down and I felt like there was no hope, but God taught me to be strong in that moment, to persevere, that I am stronger than anything that comes my way. And sometimes that's what he's teaching you, because he's got other things in store for you.
Yeah.
And he wants to build your muscles and your strength to face those challenges. Because that's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal, is to build you up, your spirit and your emotions, and to build you up into a strong person.
And I also love the fact that he didn't get mad that I was mad at him.
Oh my gosh. I'll tell you.
I'm like, hey God, I'm going to yell at you right now.
And that, yes, I have gotten mad at God plenty of times.
It's okay.
And it's good.
And he's like, okay.
Go read the Psalms.
I can use this, right? He's like, okay, I can use this in your life. And you can learn to rely on me, and you can learn to trust me, yet at a deeper level.
I'm telling you, some of my most emotional, powerful moments with God are times when I've been so frustrated that I've cried on my bed, and God just is like right there, and it was just spectacular. I'm just like, wow.
You think that's what he means in that verse when it says, when you're weak, I'm strong?
Right.
Like your strongest point is actually your weakest point, because you're not relying on yourself anymore. You're like, I'm out.
Right.
I need you. I think that's what that verse is about.
Right. And you run into those all the time, where you're like, you don't have the answers. You don't know what to do. And it's God's like, good. I'm glad you think that. Great.
Yeah. Can we? Okay, great. We can get to work
now. Thank you. It's like these situations with my kids. Yeah. Like, I have a 4-year-old, and he feels like he can do anything. And I want him to have that confidence, right? But I'll sit there and I'll wait for him, because there'll be something that he's trying to do, and I know he can't do it on his own. So I sit there and I wait. I give him the opportunity, and I wait till finally he's frustrated enough, and he's done. And I go, okay, you ready? You want me to help now? Are you done?
That's good.
And then it's like, cool. But I let him try. And maybe God does that with us. He lets us try it our own way till finally we realize, have you figured it out yet? You need me? You need me? You need me? Have you figured it out?
Hey,
all right, good. Now we can get to work. Now let's get started. And maybe that's what we're all trying. That's what we all need to figure out. We're hoping for those dreams. We need to say, all right, God, I've given up. I'm done trying to make it on my own.
The little girl with the teddy bear.
Can you please take over? Yeah.
Here you go. Like, I could only get it to this.
Right.
Here you go. Like, I'm
Good
done.
job. That's a cute little bear, but I got something even bigger and better, you know?
I'm all for that. I want the bigger, better. And I know God wants the bigger and better for your life. And it has nothing to do with whether you've earned it or lost it or how good you are. It just has to do with the fact that he loves you.
Yes.
And he wants to show off.
Right.
I think he wants to show off his love for us. Any other dreams that we can pray for people?
I think just praying for people to have hope. I mean, that in itself, if you can have hope today, there's a lot of stuff going on in our world, and we just need to have hope.
Yep.
And then from there, we can take it from there. Then we can start exploring our dreams and everything. So
remember
whatever you're dreaming, go ahead.
Hope is not wishy-washy.
Right.
Hope is a confident expectation of good things from God.
Yeah. So what you should do is, as soon as you're done watching this video, go get a piece of paper and talk to God, and let you and him explore your dreams together. Write them down and explore your dreams together. Don't be discouraged. Don't give up hope on your dreams. God's got great plans, and we are on your side. You're not alone in pursuing those dreams. We're on your side. We're for you. We're praying for you. We're in this together as the body of Christ. And we appreciate you guys supporting us in our pursuit of our dreams here on the radio, right?
Too. Yeah. We've had the hills and valleys right with you. That was a moment, Matt. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Love you, Fish fam. We'll see you tomorrow on the radio.